from the red line. A stick save made by Gary Smith. Thrown to the far side by Campbell. Now the Jets coming back up the ice. Fired into the corner by Mann. Rutherford behind the net for Larson. Larson almost had it knocked off his stick and into the net by Mann. The Jets control it in the Red Wings end. Raked out to the blue line. Campbell winding up. Moving in. Tees it up. Shoot. Good save made by Rutherford, and he covers it up. So the score stays at 1-1 with 8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first period. But the Jets have dominated this first 20 minutes.
Well, you know, another defensive lapse. Reed Larson maybe should have just thrown the puck around the boards to his left winger, but instead he tried to bring it out in front of the net, and there was 2 Jets there, and it hit a leg, and the next thing you know, people are all over the ice, and Winnipeg gets a good opportunity on the goal. But another example of just not really bearing down in their own zone, and they're certainly going to have, the Wings are going to have to work on that.
Now let's take a look at that replay on the nice save made by Jimmy Rutherford.
Here's a shot from the point coming from the Polonich tries to go out and block it. A good move here. I think it's Campbell goes around Polonich, and Jimmy Rutherford, a good save from about 30 feet out.
Here come the Red Wings as Dale McCourt tries to get it ahead of Netamansky, but it's stopped at the red line by Amadeo, and it's shot back into the Red Wings end. Rutherford has to make a save, leaves it for Larson. Larson with a bad pass. Here's Lindstrom with a shot. Bouncing around. Sullivan, out it comes to the blue line, and a shot by Cameron is knocked away. Larson tries to get it to LeBron. It's still in the Red Wings end. The shot sails wide to the right. Off Lindstrom's stick, comes out to the right point, kept in by Cameron, goes to the corner, and Long picks it up. The forechecking here, coupled with a bad passing, has really caused the Red Wings some misery. Larson finally clears it out, and a derisive cheer goes up from the fans here at Olympia. Larson has it knocked off his stick. McCourt finally gets it back to Netamansky off the Long. Out to Big Ned. Netamansky trying to stick handle past the man, but can't do it. Shot into the Jets end, picked up there by Cameron. Cameron ahead now to Lindstrom. Taken away by McCourt. Huber in his own end. Huber gives it to Long. Long fires one high off the glass from the red line, and it falls on top of the net, then comes back down onto the ice. Leverton scrapping for it. It comes loose in the corner, and it's taken there by Peter Sullivan of the Jets. Sullivan shoots it to the far side. Kept in by LeBronton. Goes to the corner. McCourt going in, along with Willie Lindstrom. Now it comes out to center ice, and will roll back into the Red Wings end, and we'll get an icing call here. Nope, it's waved off as Hubert picks up the puck. Hubert moves it off now to Greg Jolly. Jolly into the Jets end, goes to the right side. Into the corner he goes, along with Schubert. Out it comes along the left side, picked up by the Jets Stamler, and we've got an offside at the blue line. Well, we've got some college basketball coming up tomorrow night. We hope you'll be able to join Steve Grody and yours truly, as we'll be coming to you from Jenison Fieldhouse in East Lansing, Michigan, with a Long Beach State, Michigan State basketball game that's tomorrow night live on TV beginning at 8 o'clock. We hope you'll be able to join us. Should be a good ball game. Here at Olympia this evening, we have a 1-1 tie with 5 minutes 58 seconds left in the opening period of action between the Winnipeg Jets and the Detroit Red Wings as the Jets try for a repeat of an earlier 5-1 victory. 5-1 victory over this Jet club.
Well, you know, Larry, the Wings have made a couple of mistakes in their own zone, and fortunately for them, it's only cost them 1 goal up to this point. But, you know, we got to give Winnipeg some credit. They have forechecked and really hustled and forced some of those mistakes on the part of the Red Wings. So, you know, they just cannot take this team lightly. There's some pretty good hockey players out there for Winnipeg. I think it shows by the standings. They're third place in the Smythe Division.
Puck back into the Red Wings end. Huber moves it to the far side. Out it comes to Mahovlich. Mahovlich is forced back into his own zone by Druin and brings it up the ice now, and it's knocked away at the blue line. And Druin drives it in. Rutherford leaves it behind the net now for Greg Jolly. And it goes to the far side. Picked up there by Earl Thompson. Out of Kemp to Huber on the right. Return pass to Jolly. Broken up. Stamler brings it all the way out and then back in. And Gruen was still in the zone. Still have an offside coming up. And we've got a little conversation going on now between Foligno. And I didn't get the...
Stamler, Larry. Lawrence Stamler took a swipe at Willie Huber just a couple of seconds before as the play was in front of the Detroit net. And Huber, of course, went over to let him know that that's not the way it's supposed to be done out there. We might see on the replay, we'll see Huber standing there, and Stamler comes in behind him right about here. Huber gives him a stick a little bit, and there's the swipe. Although not in a dangerous spot, he hit him in the rear end, but Huber went over and just let him know that he's around and not to be swinging the stick like that out there.
I think the intent was there. The location was probably fortunate for Huber. We have 5:24 left in the first period. It's still a 1-1 hockey game. Campbell for the Jets. Goes to the far side and shot into the Red Wing end, taken by Huber. To Foligno. Foligno tries to get it out to Mahavlich, deflected, and Jolly has to go after it. Thompson gets it ahead down to Foligno on right wing. Foligno has the goaltender pulled out. By Thompson. Mahavlich shot it wide, and a shot by Huber goes wide and comes all the way out to center. They had Gary Smith out of the goal mouth and could not turn on the light. Here comes Jolly, centering pass. Foligno shoots it over the top of the net. Mahavlich along the far boards, and the puck comes out to center. Red Wings seem to be picking it up a little bit right now. Mahavlich, however, loses the puck to Wilson. Wilson takes the right side. He's got Lukowicz. He couldn't get a pass to him, however. Now it goes to Lukowicz. Return pass out front. A shot by Marsh is knocked away, and we've got an interference call coming up. Rutherford was decked in the melee around the goal mouth and was a little bit slow in getting up.
Well, some real action on that play by Winnipeg. After Mahavlich had lost the puck, Winnipeg actually come in on a 2-on-1 and a real good play by Willie Huber to prevent the pass from coming out to the open man in front of the net. But the puck laid there, and then Foligno, I believe, came in and give a cross-check to the Winnipeg player and knocked him into Rutherford and back into the goalpost. But I think Jimmy, Lefty Wilson there checking with Jimmy, I think he's okay.
Now, Foligno has gone for 2 minutes for interference. The time of the penalty is 15:32 of the first period. Might take another look at it, Mickey.
Here we see the on the replay the Winnipeg 2-on-1 with Willie Huber, and Huber here down with the stick and makes a real good play. That pass comes out. It's a 2-1 hockey game, and here's where Foligno comes in and gives number 14 for Winnipeg a shot, and he's going to pay the price, 2-minute penalty.
This is the first power play opportunity of the night for the Winnipeg Jets. The Red Wings have had one power play and made it pay off. A shot and a score from the left point by Willie Lindstrom. Looked like Rutherford was going to make the save.
Well, I think what happened here, Larry, is that puck dropped on him. You can tell the way Jimmy went after it. We might catch it on the replay right off the faceoff. It sure didn't take him long. The puck right back to the left point. The shot by Lindstrom, you probably won't see it here in the replay, but the way Jimmy went down, trying to grab it with his trapper, I think the puck dropped down and caught him in the bottom of the hand and up into the net. So kind of a tricky shot by Lindstrom, and 2-1 Winnipeg.
Well, it didn't take the Jets long to score their power play goal. Each team has had one power play opportunity, and each team has scored a goal on that power play opportunity. So it's 2-1. The Red Wings are trailing again by a goal. Joubert fires to the far side and gets a return pass. Joubert now ahead to Hall, knocked away by Paul Woods. Woods pinned against the board by Norwich. Now the puck comes free, picked up by Sullivan. Sullivan behind his own net. Starts it up the right wing. Penalty against Paul Woods. A delayed penalty, and this is kind of a shaky call here, Mickey. We'll take another look in the replay, but it looked as though Willie Lindstrom took the old swan dive.
Well, you know, I think here's a case of Paul Woods, of course, very persistent checking, and I think Lindstrom just stepped on his stick, which really all the referee is looking for is to see the player dump, but if he'd have seen what happened, I don't think he would have called that play. With Woody, of course, trying to make the check and getting his stick in the road, I don't think he really dumped him up, tripped him up, but he just stepped on the stick, and down he went, of course, and referee right on the spot and calls a 2-minute tripping penalty.
Woods off at 16-17 for tripping, and we'll take another look at the penalty.
Here's Woods right here. Well, he did kind of get the stick in on his skate. I'm wrong. He did not step on his stick.
Well, you could lie and I'd swear to it. I didn't think he got that much of him. The assists on the goal by Lindstrom to Hull and Sullivan at the 15:36 mark. The second period to give the Jets a 2-1 lead.
I will go along with you, though, Larry. I think that Lindstrom did do a good job of Oscaring it. I think we might send him to Hollywood for a week or two. But anyway, Woods did get the stick onto his skate and dumped him, and that's all that counted for a 2-minute penalty.
The second power play opportunity is in progress now. You take a look at Tom McVie, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets. We have 3:30 left in the first period. And 1:43 left in the Jets power play. Dale McCourt picks it up, takes it into the Jets' end, gets a shot away, it's deflected into the corner, comes out to Jimmy Mann. Comes out to center ice as the Jets move down the ice quickly. Sullivan takes it to the right side. Sullivan with a pass off the man, deflected to the left. Goes into the corner. McCourt skates in, being chased by Sullivan, takes it to the far side, tries to clear it out, kept in at the right point by Norwich. Norwich lines up, feeds a pass to the right side. Centering pass taken by Thompson. Thompson bumps off the puck by Norwich. Thompson trying to rake it out, finally drops it back to Larson. Now Thompson circling back in his own end with 1 minute of power play time left for the Jets. Larson drives it off the boards and the length of the ice. Now the Jets bringing it back up the ice. Left wing pass to Lindstrom. Lindstrom being bothered by Mahavlich. Sends it back out to the left point, kept in there. Lindstrom moves it off to the right side. On the right boards now, Wilson trying to get it across to Lukowicz. Intercepted. Now it comes out a little bit too far for Mahavlich to handle. And picked up by Norwich. Norwich comes out the left side. Moves it ahead. On the right to Wilson. Wilson setting it up, drops it back behind the net to Mann. Mann comes to the left side, turned around by Long, centering pass picked up by Mahavlich. Mahavlich has Hogebaum on the left, brings it into the zone. Hogebaum drops it back to Mahavlich. Pete drives it behind the net around to the near side. That's cleared out right on the stick of Larson. And the power play time has expired. There's a shot by Wood. It sails wide to the right. Larson picks it up at center, goes back to his own end. Moves it to Jolly. Out to Mahavlich, knocked off his stick, picked up by Wilson. Wilson into the zone. Goes to the right. Moves it back inside. A shot knocked down by Rutherford. Popped up into the air. Lukowicz tried to swat it in with his left hand. And it's picked up by Polonich. Out it comes to Wilson, to Woods. Back to Polonich. Polonich with a shot. Knocked away by Smith. Polonich goes to the boards along with Scott Campbell. And we've got a whistle. We're going to have a penalty coming up for high sticking on Campbell. So the Red Wings will have the power play opportunity. With 58 seconds left in the first period.
You know, Larry, that play, again, did not look that dangerous. I really didn't even see the stick get up that much, but maybe a little bit of a makeup on Wicks's part. He did get the stick. Of course, Dennis, rather a little fella, doesn't take much to get the stick up over his shoulder, and I think he may be going out for high sticking.
We'll take another look at the penalty and see how it all happened.
Here we are here, and you can see he's got the stick up over the shoulder and onto the side of the head of Polonich, and Wicks right on the spot to call it. So the Red Wings, with only 58 seconds left in the first period, will have a power play.
Time of the penalty, 19:02. Red Wings trailing 2-1. As we move toward the close of the first period. Nanomansky out to McCourt, teeing it up, lets it go, and a 6 save made by Smith. Larson keeps it in on the left side, bumped off the puck, however. Druin chases it to the corner along with the Red Wings' Errol Thompson, and it's jammed up against the boards.
Now, unfortunately for the Wings, Larry, here, the good opportunity for them with the power play, but you know, right in the middle of a 2-minute call. You get only 58 seconds left in the period, and usually it takes you the first minute of that power play to get in the other team's zone, get set up, and get everybody in position to get a real good opportunity on goal. So really what we got here, unless they score, is 2 1-minute power plays.
Just 38 seconds left in the first period. McCourt's shot is turned away by Smith. Larson keeps it in. Moves it to Nedomansky. 27 seconds left in the period. Return pass to Nedomansky. His shot is covered up by Smith.
I don't think Ned got the wood on that, Larry. Real good play between Nedomansky and McCourt, and or it was maybe Foligno back there. Nedomansky tried to let the shot go real quickly, and Smith was already down. Here's Nedomansky breaking for the front of the net, and I guess Danny LeBratton back there dumps it out in front. A good opportunity, but I think Ned kind of half-fanned on the shot, and it rolled weakly to Smith, who covered up.
Just 23 seconds left in the first period. Face off to the right of Gary Smith. Picked up by the Jets. Cameron throws it around the boards. McCourt tries to keep it in and can't do it. So we have 14 seconds left as Larson picks it up behind his own net. Time for one more quick rush if they can get it moving. Now with just 8 seconds, pass nearly intercepted by Moffett. McCourt picks it up with 3 seconds left, and Nedomansky 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the end of the first period. The score is the Winnipeg Jets 2 and the Detroit Red Wings 1, and the Wings will have 1 minute and 2 seconds of power play time remaining when the second period begins. The Jets opened the scoring with just 55 seconds gone. An unassisted goal by Lukowicz, his 8th goal of the season. Then Larson tied the game with a power play goal for the Red Wings at 8:55. Assist going to Vahavlich and Nedomansky. It stayed that way until Lindstrom drilled in a power play goal at 15:36. Assist going to Hull and Sullivan to make the score 2-1. That was Lindstrom's 7th goal of the season. The penalties in the first period. Druin went off at 8:33 for hooking for the Jets. Then Foligno of the Red Wings went off at 15:32 for interference. Paul Woods took a trip to the penalty box at 16:17 for tripping. And then Campbell went off with just 58 seconds left in the first period for high sticking. So we have a 2-1 hockey game. The Detroit Red Wings trailing the Winnipeg Jets after 20 minutes of hockey action here at Olympia in Detroit. Jets sort of dominated the action in the first period, but right now we're going to join ex-Beatle George Harrison as he performs in sports that you'll be seeing here on TV through the balance of the week. Of course, we'll be in East Lansing tomorrow evening for college basketball as Michigan State takes on Long Beach State. Steve Grody will be joining us there for an 8 o'clock airtime live on TV. We hope you'll be able to join us for all of the action. Then on Saturday evening from the University of Detroit's Callahan Hall, the Titans will play host to the Iowa Hawkeyes in a non-conference game, and we'll be on the air with a telecast of that one also here on TV. So we hope you'll be able to join us for all of the college basketball action for the balance of the season. It's 2-1. The Winnipeg Jets leading the Detroit Red Wings after 1 period of play here at Olympia. The game that saw the Winnipeg Jets dominate the first period of action. Seemed like the Red Wings are having a lot of difficulty getting the puck out of their own end due to a couple of reasons. Outstanding forechecking by the Winnipeg Jets and some rather errant passing, and sometimes passing that borders on the careless, particularly leading to the first goal of the game. Well, Al Coates does a lot of things. He's the PR director for the Red Wings. Here he is.
I feel fortunate that I'm in hockey in any capacity because it's sort of been a lifelong dream of mine maybe to have played in the National League and didn't have the capability of playing in it. So, well, I really care about my job. It's fascinating.
Something goes wrong. I'm the first to admit it. The first to admit.
Al Coates, business administration graduate, teacher in Bowmanville, coach of the Dutch national junior hockey team, Pete Rose lookalike, road manager for the London Lions in Wembley, and now Detroit. And for Al, things seem right.
I can't get used to something so right. Something so right.
Well, that's all right. We're gonna take the charter in the morning, right? rather than go out after the game. We can't get out after the game.
Al's duties are many, varied, and interesting. And perhaps his most important quality, he always seems willing and friendly. Whether conducting meetings, speaking to the press, or greeting associates, the impression he gives is one of caring and concern, both for his job and for the people he represents.
Spend my time on Sunday on the plane going to Quebec. I perform a function within this organization now, and I hope that I do a good job at it. I hope that it's recognized, and I like the organization. There's a great bunch of people. I think the world of our owner, Bruce Norris. We'd do anything for him, and the one thing that he wants more than anything else, and the one thing that we all want is to make this a much better hockey club and get recognition around the league as being one of the top teams in the National Hockey League. I know that's what Ted, Bobby, and everybody's striving for.
And there's a certain shyness about the quiet man from Detroit.
I might be a little bit shy, but I really like to meet people who have some humility. I think of myself that way a little bit. I like to talk to people, and I certainly don't want to give everybody the impression that I'm better than they are, because I'm not. So much of my time at home is spent in planning stages, you know, to go on the road or to get things done here. We have community that we have to serve in Detroit and Windsor, and there's a lot of work involved with that. And on the road, it's basically getting from one place to another, and it's serving the needs possibly of the players or Ted and Bob, or media from other cities or whatever. It's a lot of detail work that I can do quickly, and whereas at home I have to take time and work things out, plan things.
Something goes wrong, I'm the first to admit it. I'm the first to admit it. The last one to know. When something goes right, oh, it's likely to lose me. It's apt to confuse you, because it's such an unusual sight. Oh, I swear, I can't get used to something so right. Something so right.
We all have embarrassing moments, and for me, and as in the public life or dealing with people on a day-to-day basis, forgetting names is very embarrassing for me when I introduce to somebody, and it could be anybody. It could be the mayor of Detroit or something, and 2 minutes later I can't remember the guy's name. I find that very embarrassing, and it's something I shouldn't do in a position of my kind. I find it relatively easy to relate to the players. I think that they like me in most cases, and it makes my job an awful lot easier if they do. I think I would have the world's worst job if they didn't like me, because I just wouldn't be able to get everything done if they didn't respect me or like me.
Another road trip for the Wings, another set of needs to attend to, and another flight, giving Al the chance to reflect.
Well, if I left hockey tomorrow, whether I was fired or whatever, I suppose that what I would want people to think of me as being a good guy, someone who worked very hard at his job, maybe question why I got fired, because they thought I did a good job. And I'd like a lot of people to offer me jobs, you know, if I should happen to leave tomorrow.
Can't get used to something so right. Something so right.
It's 2-1. The Winnipeg Jets leading the Detroit Red Wings after one period of play here at Olympia Stadium. The Jets having the big edge in the shots on goal tonight. They had the big edge on performance on the ice for the first 20 minutes of play. We'll be looking at some of the highlights in just a moment or two from that first period. And a lot of the fans were not even in their seats when this first goal was scored, Mickey, as a bad pass resulted in the Winnipeg Jets jumping out to a quick 1-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings, and we'll be seeing that goal here in just a moment or two.
Well, the goal, Larry, came at the 55-second mark of the first period, and as you say, people had not even gotten settled in yet, and I think in that case the Red Wings, but I think we're not going to see that first goal. I think we're going to go right to Larson's goal, which tied the game up, I think, here. We'll see it in a minute. Well, we'll wait for that one. We'll get back to the first one. Anyway, McCourt coming out of his own zone, the Anyway, let's start with number one. We'll talk about the first goal. Dale McCourt made a bad pass in his own zone, dumped it across ice, which is a cardinal sin for anybody in their own zone to throw the puck across. And sure enough, Lukowicz from Winnipeg was right Johnny on the spot, and he wasted no time in letting the shot go and beat Jimmy Rutherford cleanly. Came at the 55-second mark and put Winnipeg out in front 1-0. On the second goal, of course, power play goal, Reed Larson's 6th goal of the year. A real heads-up play by Peter Mahavlich. He was up to Gary Smith's left down in the corner. He caught the Winnipeg defenseman all looking towards him, and Reed Larson snuck in behind him and took the pass from Mahavlich and banged it home to tie the game up at 1-1. And then came the Winnipeg's second goal to put them up 2-1. Another mistake by the Detroit defense. Larson again this time tried to carry the puck out of his zone. He came around the net, and instead of throwing the puck around the boards, he tried to slip out in front with it. 2 Winnipeg defenders were there, and the puck got knocked loose, and then bang, 2-1 hockey game. We saw 2 instances of the Winnipeg goals, 2 defensive mistakes by the Wings, and I know that they have been working on these type of things, and I'm sure Bobby Crom not too happy about the goals that Winnipeg scored, but you know, the Wings, of course, I think took Winnipeg coming into the start of this game a little bit lightly, and I'm sure that they're being told about it here after the first period, and I think you're going to see a different Red Wing hockey team in the second period.
Mickey, the thing that amazes me, and I'm not pointing the finger to anybody, but the thing that amazes me is some of the things that we saw in the first period, particularly the pass right in front of the goal mouth, cross-rink pass, is a rather fundamental no-no, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Why does it happen on this level?
Well, you know, I guess it's hard to understand, but you know, when the game looks a lot easier up here than it is down on the ice. You get 10 big men out there, and you don't see the openings and the spaces. And sometimes, you know, you'll see a player make a pass right onto the stick of the opposing player's team's player, and you wonder how in the heck could he ever do that? But sometimes you just get it's almost like a blackout. You just don't see, or one player's hiding behind another, and you know, everything happens so fast. When the game's going on, it's split-second action, and next thing you know, your player that you mean to pass the puck to has disappeared and gone somewhere else, and bang, the other player is there, and as a result, you get an opportunity, or in the first goal by Winnipeg, you know, a goal against you. But you know, it looks so easy from up here, but actually it's not. But you know, the thing that they try to teach is you don't want to take those chances. You don't want to let that thing happen out there, so you try to avoid throwing the puck cross ice in your own zone. You want to make sure you gain the zone. This is what the coaches try to preach, no matter who it is back there, even Bobby Orr. They try to gain their own blue line to get the puck out of their own end and out of trouble. And you know, as we saw on the goal, Dale just errantly let the pass go, and bang, Lukowicz was there. And of course, scoring 65 goals last year, he's pretty familiar with the net, so he sure made no mistake on the goal.
What you're really saying is that it's not as easy as it looks up here. Right?
That's for sure. But
well, you know, I think that's true with every sport. A spectator, a broadcaster, a writer, whoever is sitting up observing what's going on. You get a completely different perspective, of course, than you do when you're down on the playing field or the court or the ice surface or whatever. Here's the scoring of the first period. We just went through that. Winnipeg opened it up, Detroit tied it, and then Winnipeg took a 2-1 lead on a power play goal. Winnipeg outshot Detroit 13-8 in the first period of play. But it is a lot different.